Hi, I'm Samantha Rebrovich. I'm an oil painter based out of Salt Lake City currently, and this is the Road to Freedom series, docuseries, episode 2. It's been about a week since I've last updated this docuseries, and I've gotten a lot done on this painting. So I worked on this background, this house, and then today I spent 4 hours completely painting this background, this gorgeous green. It's kind of like a army forest green. I'm not really a fan of army forest colors, but this painting is about kind of a dullness that the series, the first painting, I wanted to have like this dullness to it, not like quite super dull because I'm a very vibrant painter, but I wanted it to start off not the most vibrant because sometimes you don't start out that way. Sometimes you're in a dark place, which is where I was a few years ago. So I worked on this background, as I said last week. I told you guys about the house and how I wanted it to kind of be this chaotic wind flow, and it doesn't have a whole lot of there is structure to it, but I wanted it to be confusing. And so I started working on it, and I wasn't sure what the colors of this painting were going to be quite yet. Like, I always have a concept and idea, but I was really nervous going into it. I decided to do gray, and I messed around with the colors for a while, and I just remember feeling really, like I said, nervous. And when I started it, it looked okay. I knew it wasn't going to have a whole lot of detail to it because the main focus of this painting is the figure in the middle, and I just wanted the house to be something that was blowing away, was a part of the background, not the centerpiece. But the house, it is symbolic of a person's shadow, particularly mine, the past, things we don't want to deal with, as I mentioned in the last episode. And when I tried a new technique, I had this idea, like, while I was painting, I was like, instead of just painting it and leaving it like this, I've never done this before, but I thought, why not smear it? So I decided to use this new technique. I've never, like I said, done this before, and at first it was a mess. I can insert clip or whatever, and you can see that at first, like, all the details got wiped away, and I was like, oh no, I made a mistake. I really messed this up. But the next day I decided to go back in and fix it, and it looks really good. So I went back in and I pulled out some of the details that got lost in the swipe, and then I emphasized this hand swipe. So I just went in and like painted it. I kept like smearing the brush strokes right there. I don't know how to describe painting, but I was smearing the structure of the house that I was working on. And I actually really ended up liking it quite a bit. Then it was time to go in with the next phase. So I want this thematic color of green to be prevalent throughout all the pieces. And I did want to, like I said, I wanted to dull down this piece because I wanted it to be something that, you know, this person hasn't quite accepted themselves yet, and the things about their past, they haven't quite embraced who they are, and these things can take up space in our energy. And a few years ago I was really into aura reading, so I kind of wanted the aura of this painting to be a bit dimmer, or to be a bit like, not to say it isn't powerful. I think this piece is really going to be a powerful one. I feel really excited about it now that I've painted the background, as I've said. But I just wanted to mute the colors and build them over time through the series, because Blossoming Union is vibrant and it is super colorful, and the colors are not muted at all. So I wanted us to start somewhere else, and to start somewhere else, I wanted it to also bridge to that painting. So each painting, I'm thinking, will have a different shade of green, or at least it like comes alive. I want the green to come alive, just like how the seasons work. I'm sorry if you can hear it, I am congested. I started feeling bad yesterday, or not bad, but like weird and nasally, and I think I have a head cold. So anyways, I wanted this color green to just be throughout the series. And yeah, I didn't want to completely get rid of the spiral that I had drawn in order to draw the house. Like, I used the spiral to pretty much draw this house out. Like, that was the point and significance of it, is it like gave me a structure where I can put it. But I decided to keep it because I kind of wanted this concept of movement to be throughout the piece. I wanted it to have this circular feeling, because as I was saying, the seasons, that's what I was talking about. I want this painting to kind of to reflect maybe fall, like at the end of fall, and the feeling of things are dying, right? You're dying on the inside, and around you things are dying. And it's always the time of the year when I feel like death is most prevalent, and when we transition into winter, it's a period of rest. Like, we are like resting. We're not supposed to be doing a whole lot of movement, but like before that stage, like I feel like it's a bunch of movement. So before winter, fall is like this, the leaves are dying off, the leaves are flying away, it's very windy, and there is movement. There's like this last what do they call it, death march, like, or death rattle. There's like this last like holding on, and it's like a death rattle. It's like this last surge of energy before the stillness of winter, before we have to go inside ourselves and to reflect on ourselves. So that is what this painting kind of represents at the moment. But I wanted this green spiral to continue. I thought it would be really nice. I thought it would complement the rest of the painting, and how the colors are going to come to life really in the figure, and then the little roses. So you can't see it, but when I was painting this, there was like moments when I had to cross over the drawing, and I thought it would look really cool, possibly, potentially, to have some of the roses like not completely connected to itself. Like the drawing, the color comes through and bursts through for a moment, and it's almost like, is the scene getting taken over by the background? Like, I don't know, just this consuming thing, like this consumption. I don't know, I just thought stylistically it would look really cool, so I'm gonna try that out. I had the idea while I was painting. Now, I started out with a dark layer, and then I wanted to transition it. You can't tell because the transition's really good right here. Transition it to this lighter color, and then I wanted to transition it again, and then so there's four colors, and it gets lighter as we get closer to the figure's face, because the whole focus and the lighting is going to directly hit this face. It is titled The Performance, so I really want the center focus to be on what is happening. And my idea for this next phase of painting is that I will also try out the smearing like technique on the face that's like happy, because I feel like that's the face that's pretending, the face that's putting on this performance. And with that, I felt like, let's keep this movement, let's keep this smearing kind of going, like things are blending. So I want the truth to be revealed underneath the smear, and it's this person behind, or this person inside, who is crying out for help. But yeah, I felt really frustrated when I painted this house. at first when I messed up the smear, and I really wasn't sure how it was all gonna tie together, and I was really worried. Like, I'm really trying to push myself artistically, technically, like speaking, in this series. I want it to be some of my best work to date. I mean, that's always my goal with every piece I create, but with this one especially, since it is a series, I really want to play around with new techniques and to immerse the viewer in a whole world, which is my world. I wanted to give you guys my raw, unfiltered, what is it called, love? Recap. Expression. I just got done painting the face. Let's see if I can zoom in on it so you guys can see it. Nope, I have no idea how to do that. So I'll show you guys in a minute. Anyways, I was really nervous to do it. I really didn't want to do it because I was super nervous, and I didn't think I don't know why. When it comes to time, I get kind of freaked out that I won't have enough time to do something because it's getting late in the day. Anybody else can relate to that? Anyways, but then I mixed all the colors and just decided to go for it, because sometimes I get in my head when it comes to portrait painting, because like I want to make sure I'm thoroughly prepared. But I just went for it, and I really like it. Oh man, it looks really good. It was so much fun to do. I tried doing a very traditional technique where you will lay down all your colors, all your values first before blending them. But before I blended the values, I decided to smear the face, because I'm going along with this theme of smearing things, and I just really want the mask to be disintegrating, like this fake face to be disintegrating into the wind, because it's not real. There's no substance to this empty smile that I'm painting on this person. And underneath it, I really want to highlight the real star of the show, the unhappy face, or the person who is suppressing their feelings. Anyways, it was really exciting. I was so nervous to smear it because it looked really good before, and I was like, oh God. But I smeared it, and then I went back in and I blended the rest of what I didn't smear. And honestly, I just added a few more I painted into the smear, and I really like it. I'll probably, when it's dry, go back in and just add another layer of paint to make sure it's all cohesive and that I don't have any gray spots, like the painting, like the gray painting behind the underneath isn't shining through. I want it to be opaque. And then I'm thinking for the rest of her skin, we'll keep with the skin tone that I've been using. And then for her face, I kind of want it to be gray. I want it to like match the house a bit and just kind of stand out. So I'm freaking excited. It looks so freaking good. Anyways, bye. So I just got finished done with these layers. I worked on the skin tone. I worked on the body for the last few days. And then I did the dress. I really wasn't sure what color I wanted to go for with this dress. I really thought I wanted to continue this idea of pink because I kind of added it to a couple of the highlights of that face, which I might go back in and really pronunciate some of it, because I really think this pink is kind of like, since it's a performance, like pink is kind of, it can come off as like the bubblegum pink, maybe not so authentic. And trying to be bubbly, this color pink is like a bubbly color. And I went in and I did black. First I did gray, and then I was messing around with a few colors I had on my palette, but then I went back with black, and I probably will lighten it up just a bit more because I don't want it to detract away from what's going on up here and what's eventually going to go on down here. But I felt like making it darker would really help anchor in and ground the rest of the painting. And because I feel like it needed it. It needed, like, it's a very neutral toned painting, and it needs something to, like, a little heavier to ground it in, because when I do this, it's going to be like, the flowers are really going to be a bit more saturated, a bit more colorful. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I love the hands. They took me quite a while. I really feel like it's going in the direction that I have planned, but also like spontaneity has come through in a lot of ways, and I've tried a lot of new things while painting this, so I really, really am having fun. But I'm obsessed with the faces. Like, it looks so good. I've never painted in gray before for like skin tone, and wow, it definitely is a game changer for me. Like, this is a great time. Yeah, and then I have like a few details in this painting, because it's like about the idea that, you know, when we're performing and not being authentically ourselves, we're really self-harming. We're really harming ourselves, and there's like a deep like, it's like it consumes your fire when you're pretending to be something you're not, pretending to be happy, and in the end you're kind of left drained without these feelings, because they've been suppressed so hard that all you can feel is a sense of numbness. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I'm just saying this off the top of my head. Anyways, I'm really excited. I'm getting close to finishing this piece, and I still might have a few tricks up my sleeve, so stay tuned.